Okay, today I'm going to talk a little bit about shallots, one of my new favorite things to grow. The reason why I like it is because it's a multiplier, and I grew, I think I must have planted about, I forgot, about 4 maybe shallots in this square here, and I've already pulled a lot of them and been letting them just dry in my basket. And I purchased just small shallots from a seed company, I forgot which one, last year, and I'd harvest some, and then I kept one of the little shallots from each of these, and then I had replanted them back into here. I still have some I haven't pulled out yet that I can probably go ahead and get. You're supposed to let these dry out real well, and when they start turning brown, that's when you harvest them. So you can see how I planted one and it turned into, I don't know, several. And what I'll do is, once they dry out, I'll take one back out of what I've harvested, what's dried, and I'll replant it back in a square. I may just plant several of them this year, but I'll show you one that might be good for planting if I can find one that's good and dry. Something like this. I would just go ahead and find maybe another square, because this one's, I like to kind of rotate my squares, but I would plant this in another one and I would get just as many more shallots. I love shallots. They're so sweet, and I like them better than onions, and I'm not real sure how to grow onions, but actually I could divide this right here. This is still nice and green. It looks like it was trying to grow again, so I could actually just probably put these back in a square and grow some more, and they would multiply, and I'd have several more. So the garden's doing pretty well. I don't have too many tomatoes this year, and I had so much rain early, real early. Something else I've noticed in my garden, and I'm not sure this is, I don't know for sure this is what has occurred, but here you'll see I have some bush blue lake beans that have been eaten up by something. It's just that time of year that I don't use many insecticides, and if I did, I'm sure I could probably get this under control and have a lot of green beans this time of year. At the same time, my goodness, there's a lot of airplanes here today. At the same time, I planted some more bush blue lake green beans, and these were the same. I planted these at the same time, and as you will notice, these are doing fine. And I couldn't figure out, I'm like, why are these doing so well and my other ones are just struggling? All the other squares I planted, they're just struggling. And I noticed, I had this little Venus flytrap right next to this square, and I'm hoping that may have helped keep the insects and the bugs away from this bed. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to get some more of these Venus flytraps and put them in little pots throughout my garden, because it's not working too well. Like, say over here, well, there's not much eating up my basil over here. It's doing pretty well. Besides, these are little worms that eat over here, but the flying bugs, it may be a very good repellent for flying bugs. And I'm probably going to move this little plant out of here just 'cause I love it, but it will get very big, and I can probably enjoy it just as well somewhere else and let it just grow, and then I can divide it and move it all around. Just smells so good. Gypsy peppers are doing real well. I have been cutting and drying a lot of my herbs. I've cut some basil this week, and I'm drying that in my pantry right now. And I cut some sage, and I cut some of my stevia. It's about to bloom. As you'll see, there's some little tiny blooms on here, so I read that it's best to harvest it right before it starts to bloom. So I cut off quite a bit of this, washed it, and I'm hanging it upside down to dry in my pantry, which is dark and cool. My kale looks great. I may have some of this for lunch today with some shallots and some cannellini beans, which I love, and some garlic. I've got to figure out when to harvest these sweet potatoes. This one is just really doing very well, and I'm not sure when to harvest it. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what I've got underneath there. I've got a lot of serrano chili peppers over here that I need to get. My soybeans that I grew from the organic soy that I bought in bulk at the Whole Food store is doing great. I bought this at Everman Foods, and I'm not seeing any soybeans on it yet, but the insects don't seem to bother it too much, like the insects like my green beans. My corn, oh, look at my sad little corn. I don't know what happened here. It looks like something went in and ate the silk inside the corn. So I guess I'm going to have to order something organic to keep these things off of my corn. And you're supposed to only put 4 per square, and I think I put, well, I think there's only 3 in here, but one of my other squares I put too much corn. Have a little red pepper here. There's another pepper over here. It might be ready. I might just go ahead and take it. It can use a little bit of coloring. Alright, some more soy over here. And I have an organic cantaloupe that I dried the seed myself and started to grow it. My Thai basil, yummy. And let's see. That's basically what I wanted to show everyone out there today, is how wonderful these little shallots have turned out to be for me. So I hope everybody out there is doing well in this economy, and hope everybody's learning a little bit. I am, and I'm glad that everyone's learning with me. Thanks for watching.